Boys, if I could have filmed that, that would have been awesome. I'm getting my game face on to fire up the camera and start talking to you guys. And Boone, he's sitting right here watching out there. And I'm like, what the heck is he looking at? Car goes down the highway, and it was something out of a horror movie. There's a whole pack of deer just standing right there, like spooky, like just staring at us. But it was just enough for the headlights just to kind of pan across them and, you know, really show their silhouette. I chased him, but Boone, he's a good boy though. I told him to stay, and those deer lit off, and he stayed right there. So, good boy, Boone. When he can attack, he can attack. But when I say no, he stopped. Good pup. Yeah. So anyway, guys, welcome back to the channel. Today, we pulled the 98 out of the shop because that transmission needs to come out. If you guys are new to the channel, 98 12 valve, 4-door, holy grail dream truck of mine right there. But it's got an iffy automatic transmission in it. And what I mean by that is there's a little tiny piece that holds some stuff together, and that little tiny piece broke apart and fell in the pan, and now we don't trust that automatic anymore. I hemmed and hawed about doing another automatic or just doing a stick shift swap. And we're gonna go with the man's mission. I already made a video showing you guys what the transmission is, so don't get all excited when I show you it's a G56. If you guys don't know, a G56 is a 6-speed manual transmission. I believe they started in 05 in the 3rd gen Dodge trucks. They did not have them in 2nd gens, and they most definitely did not have them in a 12 valve. A 12 valve, they had a 5-speed manual, and that was it. Anybody swap something since then, badass fault. But I figured a G56 would make this thing even more holy, but we're finding little snags in the road because the transmission that wasn't designed to fit in the truck's a little bit difficult to make happen. Shifter tower and everything's in the correct spot, but we're learning a couple little lessons along the way. And Mike's truck actually sent me some information the other day that actually is going to help me out a bunch. But right here is the transfer case that's supposed to go behind the G56. Pretty good size hoss. This one has the electronic 4-wheel drive shifter on it. I can make this work no problem. We just got to do a little experimenting. We'll figure some stuff out. But things I did not know. The transfer case, the input shaft for an automatic and manual is pretty much the only two differences across the board on these birds. So what I mean by that is, for instance, the G56 requires a 29 spline input shaft on the transfer case to couple her up. The automatic would be a 23. I believe those numbers are correct. If I mess that up, sorry, but I believe that's correct. So this transfer case is actually the one that goes behind the NV4500 that I plan on swapping into my grandmother's 97 12 valve. Now, the other night I couldn't sleep, and I was just really thinking about this, how much, you know, with the gap and everything, this transmission being longer than an automatic, being longer than the NV4500, what's gonna go into this? And Mike's truck sent me that video or a forum thing saying that this will fit on there, so that's gonna help me out a bunch, and here's why. The 4-wheel drive shifter on it, this one right off the bat, it's a manual shifter paw for the 4-wheel drive stuff, but then it's got a vacuum, what do you call it, just vacuum actuated 4-wheel drive in the front diff. So that goes through here. So right off the bat, this transfer case fits perfectly with that truck. I don't have to do really any modifications. I don't have to put a manual shifter on my front diff for the 98. So that's gonna work out slick. All I really have to do now is I gotta get the drive shafts that fit it. I have to get the back one, I believe, cut down. I think it's 2 inches. I'll measure all this once we get in the truck. And then the front one, obviously, whatever the back one loses, the front one's gonna need to gain. But other than that, this should go in there pretty good. Now, this is a light duty transfer case. Not a big deal. Grandma's truck, for some reason, it did have the heavy duty one. Now, what I mean by that is, this is the heavy duty yoke. You can see the size of that. That thing is not gonna fit on the light duty one. But for the 98, I'm not expecting crazy horsepower out of that bad boy. I want it to be usable, functional. Yes, it is gonna do a little rolling coal. Shall I put my foot all the way into the fun spot? But I don't want something that's gonna be a race car. I don't need that crap. I want something that I'm gonna use daily. I actually did daily this thing until I did the transmission service and realized and learned my misfortune. And now we're gonna capitalize from this with a man's mission. But what we're gonna do right now, we're gonna climb underneath there and start cleaning off this transmission so we can pull that sucker out. So, long-winded. We did it under 5 minutes intro. let's get that sucker cleaned out and bring it back in the shop. I spent a couple minutes underneath there. It probably needs more than just pressure. It probably needs a heat steam blaster pressure thing. Dad's got one, but we ain't at Dad's anymore, so I can't use that. But while we're waiting for that to dry, I want to go over a couple things that I forgot to mention just a second ago. But first, we got a couple fan mail pieces in the mail. First thing is, what do we got here? Open her up. This one kind of threw me off a little bit because, well, the note came with the t-shirt, Wildland Fire, the Florida Forest Service, and then it came with a note. Read it real quick. Sam, maybe these can help keep your new shop a little cleaner. Love the channel, keep it up. James Reed. First, mind you, the t-shirt came with the note, so I was like, man, that's a nice shirt. I don't know if I just want to use it to mop up the floors. But lo and behold, like a week later, this actually finally showed up. Look at that. Boy, hooked it up good. Man, thank you very much, James Reed. I actually used one of them the other day when I took the transfer case off that G56 and dumped out a bunch of stuff, and god dang, I've never used these before. I just I don't know why I haven't, but that looks like it still can handle some more. Then we got another piece yesterday. If it's a longer note, I'm gonna read it, yeah, personally, but if it's too long for me to stutter through it on camera. Hello Sam, love all the videos that you've made so far. Keep up the good work. I was thinking about doing something cool for you. Here's a manual that you don't have to get tired of. It's not a NV45 or a NV5600. This is a handcrafted pen from Black and White Ebony. Will be joy to run through the gears for a few years to come. I'm a pen turner and enjoy turning wood into beautiful works of form and function. Sweet. David, thank you very much. Check this thing out. It's actually sweet. Sweet little case. Bada bing. Look at that bad Larry. There's a 6 shift right there. It's a 6 speed, or maybe I guess it's just 5, but ching ching. See what I mean? That is freaking sweet. Thank you, David, and thank you, James. Much appreciated. I tried the pen out, and I'm sure the t-shirt will get used up here pretty quick. But let's go back into business. If you guys want to send me stuff, P.O. box, I try to keep it in the description below. But first thing first is, like I said, the G56 is a touch longer than the rest of the transmissions, and the video or the footage I saw, or however it was, put in G56 and a 12 valve was in a 97. But there's a couple little differences that I've noticed on the 97 to 98, and that's with the Crossmember for the transmission. Let's see if this can pan out for you guys. Somewhat, but you see how this bird right here has got 2 sections of holes right here and here. And then, oh man, I wish you guys could see this a little better. But there's a step. The automatic transmission is on the top step, and then there's another shelf towards the back of the Crossmember. Didn't think too much of it, but the video I saw, the old boys had to drop down the shelf for the G56 to mount onto and stuck it back out. So being that this is a 98, somewhere along the lines they were planning on putting a stick shift 6-speed in there. That might have been just the reason, because I think the G56 and NV5600, they both mount up the same way. But we'll go over to Grandma's truck and I'll show you the difference in the Crossmember right now. I'll try. Bad lighting, I'm sorry. Somebody will get on me for not having good light. But you see how this is the Crossmember for Grandma's truck, the 97. It doesn't have a second spot out here. So we might not have to modify this like those guys did on that forum page. But this right here is the spot I'm talking about, where the bottom of the transmission meets the Crossmember. Now, for the automatic one, it'd be up here somewhere. But since that thing's got a shelf on it, sticks out and drops down to a lower step, you never know. That might just work out perfect. That truck might have been ready for a G56 at some point in its life. was a little bit more complicated than I really expected. The valve body is back in the truck, the pan's back on, so when I sprayed it wasn't going to make a mess of everything. I thought I had put it in park, which means I can't move it, but then transfer case, you can put that in neutral. So my plan was to back it all the way up the hill and in neutral and transfer case, pop it back into gear, wash it out, and then coast it back down in here. But it turns out I didn't put it in park, and I don't want to mess around with the shifter linkage crap because none of that was on there, and it's all difficult to get to with a crescent wrench. So just left it tied to the tractor, and then when I tried to get it back in here, it didn't really go as planned. So I just stuck the trailer ball out of the 04 in there and pushed on that, and had this on there for safety. That's 5,000 pounds. I better not break that strap. So we got her back in here. She's cleaned up. Man, I can't get anything done in a timely fashion that I really expected to, but we got the shop floor cleaned up. So when I come through on this, hopefully tomorrow, I'll be able to do a decent chunk of it. At least I'll get the transmission pulled. Yeah, I'm not even gonna mess around pulling the drive shaft. So you guys, sorry, you're left hanging, but I wanted to dish out some of the information I've gathered so far along the way. And I think it's gonna go together pretty good. I gotta get a new slave cylinder for the clutch, and hopefully everything goes together just as planned. I think it'll be relatively simple, just fitment, just fitting this big girl. This thing is way bigger than MV4500, so fitting this sucker in there, that's going to be a little bit more of a task, but we'll figure it out. If you guys got any tips, pointers, or anything, yes, I know I'm gonna put a CVC boot on there because that one is obviously crap to bed, and yeah, so we'll get that swapped out. I didn't go with South Bend or Valere because they didn't email me back in a timely fashion, so I just went with something else. We'll try them out. And recommendations: G56 manual transmission fluid. I'm running Royal Purple, what do you call that stuff, in the 08. What am I running? What's that stuff called? You guys know what it is. This garbage. I think I need to add a little bit more to it because running one extra quart, that seemed to work really good, but I put dual fast coolers on there, so the one extra quart, I don't think it's quite going as far, so I need to add a little bit more to that. But if you guys got a better suggestion for transmission fluid on the G56 than the Royal Purple, because some negativity came through with that, comment below and let me know. But I had another question to ask you guys, but I kind of forgot what it was. I don't know. Check out the website, guys, vbeltandson.com. Buy yourself a hat. We're working on t-shirts. We're working on them. Winter's actually coming back up on us, so jackets and stuff, keychains and all that's always still going to be there. But anyway, guys, let's end it here. Sorry for the not getting everything I wanted to done, but I don't know. Comment below if you guys would like a video as I progress. You know, like, I'm not going to call them part 1, part 2, just whatever happens, I'm going to throw them up on the channel. But or would you guys just like one real big video start to finish from this step on? Comment below what your thoughts are on that, because I can deliver some content on other stuff rather than little bits on this and information. So just a question for you guys, but let me know. See you guys in the next one. Like, comment, and subscribe. We'll see you. Oh, we just hit 21,000 subscribers. Hell yeah, brother. Thank you guys. Later.